Welcome to Coffee and Cannabis. I'm your host, Alyza, and this is...
Corey, what up?
And it's us again. Listen, I'm going to just be real.
Back in an undisclosed location.
We're doing 2 episodes at one time.
You got to do the back-to-backs, yeah?
It's very,
This shit's a lot of work.
Yes, and we don't like to bullshit you guys, because we're like, listen, we're drinking the same fucking coffee. Like, we look a little bit different. That big hair that you saw last episode.
She had to wind down. Started getting high, y'all. She started getting high.
I started getting
Put
high.
on comfy clothes. Look like a gym teacher.
Listen, I like to dress, and I know how to dress. But when you get to your 30s, there's just something about comfort. Like, the comfort hits. I just want to be comfortable. So, I'm here in my gym teacher attire.
I mean, dodgeball coach Alyza.
Yo, softball. I got y'all. And my Prestos. Look at them clean. So, coffee. We got the Haitian coffee back at it. And then, what do we got for the weed?
We are smoking this time around 8-inch bagel. So this is an interesting strain. Definitely has like a garlic note when you smell the flower.
There you go. Just making it.
It definitely like it's got it's like mildly dank. It's like you get the dankness of it, but it's mild. It's not like right in your face.
Tight. I am not getting anything.
I did not.
Mm-hmm. You know how you like to do. I'm not going to say it.
You're not going to say it?
No, good. People are going to think I'm gayer than I already am.
Unicorn.
This is fucked up. Yo, Jalen, you want this shit? This is terrible.
Here, try mine. I'm a block. Let me fix this one.
Oh, yours is...
Do.
Better. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this block. I put it in the little rolling thing.
Yeah.
Listen,
it was kind of tight.
Mistakes were made.
All right. So, obviously, since we're doing back to back, Corey still ain't gone on vacation yet. But by the time that this drops, he would have came back, and should be hopefully telling us all about.
Oh, vacation poppy, big hooch the daddy, 4-inch inseam.
But I want to know: Are you gonna take weed with you?
Nah, I'm not this time, but I have traveled with weed plenty. Yeah. Like in the country, I'll travel with weed, but
I'm
usually not
paranoid.
Not international most of the time because what I mean. It's not just getting through security at a gate. You're going through customs.
Yep.
The other country might seriously not be playing with that shit.
Yep.
So I don't really play around with the traveling with weed out of the country, but in the U.S., yeah, you might have a little something. You come back from Cali or something, And then obviously driving, driving state to state.
Right.
You're not like throwing the shit out the window when you go over the bridge.
Right. Hell no. Ain't nobody doing that shit at all.
Yeah, so I think, the traveling with weed, though, is an art. So I would say the hardest thing to fly with, to me, is flour. Depending on what airport you're going out of, like Denver's airport, LAX, they don't really seem to care. Newark.
What airports? Yeah, tell me. Like, give me I know you've traveled a lot. I've traveled a lot too, but I don't always travel with weed because I'm paranoid.
Newark is
which ones?
Newark is it'll catch you off guard, have you scared because they usually be walking that dog in the regular security. That dog is for bombs and shit like that. It's not there for weed. It's not smelling weed.
I also feel like motherfuckers in Newark do not care. They're like,
nigga,
you know what, fam?
Looking at the dog like you smell that shit. For real, like. The amount of times I've gone past the dog, they have the dogs also in MCO, in Orlando.
Yep, Orlando.
Always got the dogs walking. And I'd be leaving like a grow and going straight to the airport. Or I've smoked during the day or whatever and then go hop a red eye or something.
Right.
So like every version of what that dog could be smelling, it could smell on me whether I got weed on me or not.
True.
And I've never had a dog sit. So that's what they actually do. They sit and then if that dog sit next to you, it's about to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. If you're going through the airport and the dog walks up to you and sits, it's not about barking, but if that motherfucker sits, that is your ass. That is a symbol for a trained dog that this person has what I'm looking for.
Yep.
Now the funny thing is when you come back from cruises, though, they have dogs that can smell fruit and vegetables.
Oh, because they don't want the agriculture.
Yeah, because you can't have the agriculture.
Right.
And I've seen a dog sit on somebody right in the cruise terminal, sat right next to him.
Yep.
And it was like, sir, come over here. And they opened his bag. He had mangoes and shit in his bag. He done been to the tropical island, thought he was just going to take some fruit. Nah, nigga.
People don't realize that.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
But back to weed. So traveling with weed. Flour's the hardest. What I would do is go to a smoke shop, buy an eighth of hemp flour, which most smoke shops sell. Pour out the hemp flour, put in your weed, put the seal back on it, put it in a bag with the receipt. If for some reason they check your bag or it smells like weed, you're like, yeah, I just bought some hemp before I left. I need hemp. That's why CBD to keep me cool. That's one way, right? That should get you.
And then
past
you have
that.
the receipt. So
But
like,
you got it in the bag with the receipt, so it's
Yep.
like I just bought it.
Yep.
That's why I got it.
That's pretty smart.
And if they're like, oh, we opened it, well, I wanted to smell it.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
Yep. My thing has always been the coffee. I
yeah,
mean,
you can do that. People used to
coffee
do
and cannabis,
people used to do the deodorant sticks. You twist out the entire stick, cut the middle out of it, and then twist it back in with weed in there. So the weed is sitting between 2 layers of deodorant.
Wow, that's kind of disgusting. I wonder
It's
if it
better
picks
than
up the
boofing.
aroma.
You know what I mean?
My.
Shout out to the boofers out there, the boofing the weed. But similar thing like you do on the cruises. You get the Listerine bottle now. A lot of y'all been telling me, people been telling me, oh, you can't do the Listerine bottle no more. They check your bottle. Why are y'all dumbasses using the clear bottle? The white Listerine bottle is opaque. You can't see in it. Right? They can do all the shake tests in the world. They're not going to see inside that bottle.
Yep.
And you pour out the Listerine bottle. You use it all year, right? So if you go on like a cruise, let's say like every year, you buy a Listerine bottle, use it all year.
This is art, for real.
Wash it out. Good, because you don't want that minty taste. Wash it out. Pour your liquor in there, close it up, throw it in your bag with like other big toiletries. Like have a big lotion bottle of shower cream, whatever stuff with it. They're probably not gonna get you. I've never had one get pulled. But then also, if you're going with someone else, both y'all do it. Even if one get pulled, both ain't getting pulled, and at least you got like a liter of free liquor on the cruise. Right. That's how the bill get up.
Yes, that's a fact. People don't know that that cruise life gets expensive because of the alcohol.
It's really about the bill you spend while you're on the boat.
Yeah.
And then last thing is gummies. Gummies are the easiest.
Of course.
Go buy they got the CVS or like the health stores got the Oleo gummies. Like it's like the women's health one, the daily one, the back pain one, the sleep one, the Oleo one specifically. Because it's a nice big jar full of these gummies. And they got a couple that the label covers the whole thing so you can't see inside.
Yep.
Crack that, pour your gummies in there with it. Know the difference of them. Put it on the thing. Like, nobody's going to see the woman's health gummy and be like, let me look inside. Like, come on.
That's a smart move, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Mad gummies. Or same thing, going flying through the airport real quick. Stop at the store, buy the Hasbro bag of gummies or the, pour them shits in there.
Yeah.
Close it up, put it in your bag.
And they got some of them now that even have Ziplocs. So it's like, but I think it's way smarter with the women's health like stuff. Yeah. Because they're less likely, if it's like a candy, they're more likely to investigate it, but like some type of vitamin or something, they just gonna be like,
it's
whatever.
like a vitamin thing.
Yeah.
So
that's some pretty good tips. That's some pretty good tips.
Most places, if you go out of the country, it's easy to get weed in other places.
First like to buy it there?
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm always scared to do that too. Remember when I went to Mexico?
Oh, I didn't say it was going to be good weed.
No, the weed was absolutely terrible. But I'm just saying, even buying it, I was a little concerned. Like, how do you really do that when you're overseas?
It's called ask the taxi driver, yo. You know, some of y'all be trying to be sexy, going on your girls' trips, and y'all got a private driver picking y'all up at the airport and all that. But a lot of these dudes, really, they the driver, but really they a concierge.
Yeah.
Because you're a tourist, and nobody more in tune than the drivers.
Facts.
Yo, I done, went to the discount liquor store on a trip because the driver's like, yo, we're going to drive 5 more minutes longer. You pay the meter. But this is the wholesale place where all the bars and stuff buy from. Bet, get me in there.
Yep.
Right? Or if you're on a special gentleman's trip and you're going to a late night festivity place or a club, the drivers know what day is what club you need to go to.
That's a fact. They do.
Right? But then the number one thing they know where to get is drugs.
Yep.
Yes, and that's a fact. Like, listen, hop in the car, get the vibe with the driver. Yo, where can I get weed at? It's either they're going to say they don't know, or he going to take you right to the plug, yo. I done bought mad weed in other countries. Just, you show up there like, yo, where can I get some weed? Everybody smokes weed. Every culture smokes weed. You can find it in any country. Don't do that shit in Singapore. It is a death sentence. But that's a fact. But,
is it?
Yeah. Like Singapore getting caught with drugs, they don't play that shit.
Oh, shit.
Shit. I think Singapore, one of them is had outlawed chewing gum.
But how can, all right, but hold on. how can it be a death sentence there when it's completely legal in Thailand? Isn't that like a hop, skip over?
How do you control something? You make the cost of it so dangerous or so high that like it make you like as much as I might like weed, I'm like, and I'm sitting in Singapore, they got the bowl. Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Because death sentence? Nah, I'm good.
I know.
So that's how you do it.
You know, that's how it is. I lived in Dubai for like a year, and that was one of my favorite places to ever go. And it's so safe. They have very little, like a lot of the crime that they have is like financial.
White collar crime.
Right. They don't have a lot of violent crime, and they don't have, there's not a lot of theft because it's really like you get your hand chopped off. Like you steal something and it's for real.
Well, because they also make so much money off tourism too. And, and that culture, it's like, yo, we can't have people talking about, you know, how dangerous the place is or, you know, watch your pocketbook and all that kind of stuff. So
no, but I felt so safe. There's times where, like, where I lived, if I left something outside, like some of the people who worked in the building, they'd be like, oh, Miss Alyza, like, you know, you left your sunglasses down here last night. We put them to the side. Like, we remember that. You know, like, just that type of honesty. And, yeah, I always felt really safe.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Some countries like that, especially when they know what, you know, what their bread and butter is on their income. Listen, as crazy as the Mexico be, sometimes you heard about the like people getting killed going down there.
Right.
Listen, the cartel know that tourism is big business and you can't mess the bag up.
Yeah, it's important.
So, you know, it's like when you hear the cartel and the government working together, it's like we all know what pays the bills here.
Yeah.
And we'll deal with our problems, how we deal with that, but we got to make sure people can keep bringing that bread. So, yeah.
And not for nothing, I hate what I hear. I mean, I do acknowledge that there's dangerous situations happening in many countries.
Yeah.
But I hate that they try to really give Mexico that narrative because the majority of Mexico is like
beautiful, wonderful.
So beautiful, wonderful place, wonderful people, very, very safe. I have been to Mexico probably like, I think like 10 times at this point.
I'm probably up there with you.
Yeah, and I got married there. And it was so incredible. I mean, I had a wonderful wedding. I have went there, and on both sides too.
Yeah.
Yo, Cabo, bro, next level. Cabo is next level.
I didn't go to Cabo. I was on the other side of the bay. Where did I go for?
Where'd you go? Punta? No, that's in DR. You went. It starts with a P, right?
I thought it was Puerto Vallarta.
There we go.
Yeah, I went to Puerto Vallarta, and you know, but so it's like the opposite side of the bay from Cabo. Yeah, gorgeous.
You never been to Cabo?
No, because that's actually on the West Coast.
Okay, gotcha. I got married on the East Coast. That was my first time going to the West Coast. You know, on the other side of Mexico. Mexico's so big. Yeah. It was incredible. It's like, it's a beautiful like extension of San Diego. I loved it. I loved it. What did I do with the lighter? Oh,
right there.
Yes. Go ahead, show off your lighter.
My lighter, yes.
We need to really like get some branded stuff.
Yeah, we're going to start getting some merch and stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
I think we should build like the cookie store in New York of it. Just build a whole building of it. Of just merch.
We should, right?
Listen, if you find the funding for that, then you're embezzling it already.
Corey's
that
like,
shit is expensive.
He's like, look at me giving her ideas.
Well, yeah. Yeah, she'd do it too, yo. She big merch. You got the merch on right now.
I do. There we go. What did Jalen say we have to do to make something go in front of the camera?
Oh, yeah, the blur and all that? Yeah. You got to blur your face to point it out?
I have to put, here, guys, look. No, it's still wrong. I'm going to look crazy on camera. I'm sorry, Jalen. We probably really be looking like some old motherfuckers. We be giving Jalen a rough
time. We be making it hard. We be dancing, moving around in the chair. You see us both moving back and forth. And Jalen be trying to keep these, like, cameras all pinned in. You know, we got the big aerial shot cameras. Then we got the face camera. Give it FaceTime. Yeah. So we got all the different cameras, and Jalen really be like jumping from back and forth to camera, trying to make sure that we'll look crazy.
Listen, I apologize to all the Gen Zers out there because we are embracing each other, and I know that we're complicated to deal with. You know, there's some of us who are like a little bit more higher level millennials, like we know the technology a little bit. Like me and Jalen kind of get it a little bit, but I'm still nowhere near how he is. But Corey's on the even lower end where he really, you got to see him on Instagram.
I am not
he
social media
presses share and that's it. He doesn't know how to add a damn thing.
Alyza sends me the videos. If you ever see my Instagram, Alyza either posts a video or sends me the video, and I hit share.
Nothing else.
Done. I don't even I don't even be adding nothing.
When I'm posting something and I'm sitting there and then we're talking and then I'm typing something else and then we're talking and then and he's like, you still didn't post that yet? I'm like,
hurry up.
I got to do all the things around the photo.
I don't even know all the things to do.
Share.
Yeah. Share at bgzAK at tossed_lounge.
Done.
I did my job. Listen, you gotta know who you really are. Like, I know that's not me.
I know. I get it.
Like, I be seeing y'all Discord stuff pop up, and just because it's on the next page of my screen, like that, I have to swipe and then go to Discord. Sometimes it's like, man, I don't feel like doing that. I'm like, they doing too much.
I know.
I was like, just send me a text. When the send come through in the text, I know it's real. Discord stuff, I'd be like, that's not for me.
Yeah, they're
when I get the text, I'm like, oh, it's my time. My time to shine. My COO time to make it happen. Yeah. When it's a Discord, I'd be like, I get to that when I get to it. Yeah,
oh my God.
If you ever want to know my priority levels on our
I'm glad I know now.
Yeah, it's Discord. I might talk to you next week about it. I'd be liking shit from hours later, mad late. Like, yeah, that looks nice. Like, the shit's already posted on Instagram. It's like, how do you like this picture? It's been posted on Instagram. I done shared it on Instagram and then went back in the Discord. Was like, I like this one.
Wow.
I've definitely done that.
So you mean that it already went out and you never even saw it?
I didn't even pay attention to what I had shared.
Oh my goodness.
It came from the company. I share. Boom.
You see,
that's the marketing team.
This is what Jalen deals with. So, we appreciate the fact that he embraces it. Listen, he embraces us.
I run the business. I don't need to run the marketing. That's not me.
And I just got to know it a little bit. Yeah. He is, very technologically savvy.
Yeah. Now, get me in Excel and I spreadsheet. Yeah, so I get the VIA lookups and all that. I'm big Excel. But, yeah, the social media, the posting and all that, I'm good.
I know.
No pictures for me sitting next to somebody else's Rolls Royce.
Listen, let's get into it.
All right.
You don't know Jack. So, we've been talking a lot about things for people to learn when they're opening a facility or looking to learn about opening a facility. And one thing that you're very well known in is the grow space. For those people that are trying to open a business, that's a micro business.
Okay.
What is the minimal roles that you feel you truly, truly need to operate?
All right. Well, on the grow and make side or on the retail side, because it's different.
On the retail side.
On the retail side for a micro, you obviously need one person to take a sale and build an order. That can be one person because your facility, your store is smaller, so they can go in the back, pick the order, like that. So you need that one person, and you need a security guard that is also going to scan badges. That is the thinnest you could get. You could get down to 2 people.
You think you could really operate a dispensary like that?
No, but that's we're talking extremes.
Yeah.
Listen, like let's say it's a husband and wife combo, and they land the license, but they ain't got. By the time you build the place, get the product in there, you might be broke. And mom and pop shop, we ain't hiring nobody unless they are kids.
Yeah. And
then you pay them $12,000, and that could be tax free, and you get the reduction on staff. Just saying, I'll be watching EYL. But anyway,
12.5.
Yeah, 12.5.
12.5.
Listen, I don't know.
Yep.
Don't be listening to me.
Hi. My kid be modeling it, all my shit. Yeah. I'd be like, here you go, Albie. That's gonna be for later.
Big facts. I'm about to get all my kids up in here. It's gonna be weird when it's a dispensary though. Anyway, so so you want to get down to the extreme. That's the extreme. Husband at the front, taking badges, which I don't know how you got your license and can explain that security situation, but hey, maybe he's a cop or something, or ex-cop. And then wife back there taking orders and building orders, or vice versa. Listen, some of y'all is tough, some not. So
you think that You think that's really sustainable, like in terms of being a micro, how much flour you could sell, how much product you could sell in general, right? And just having that overhead of the 2 people. Do you feel like
I would
that's
say a
really...
realistic low number would be 4.
Okay.
Right? Someone that can build orders. So you want 2 people processing orders and doing the POS aspect of it, right? So you want 2 people behind the counter. Like same way when you go to certain McDonald's and the one person's taking order cashier, another person's listening, building the bag right next to them. Something like that, with a security guard at the front doing badges, and one person that's kind of the door and floating bud tender kind of thing, informational person, right? That would be a realistic micro business retail setup.
Okay.
Just based on the size.
Yeah. Sometimes I think when people are trying to get into this, some people don't understand that, one, this is really just a retail experience.
Just like any other.
It's a store. So you have to think about, when you go into a store, what kind of roles, are you seeing? Are you, somebody who's on the sales floor that's trying to sell you the product? Maybe that person doubles as the person who's going behind the counter. Maybe they don't. Maybe you have, somebody who's standing at the front. So I think it's really important operationally, and so that they understand from an operating standpoint for overhead, how much that's going to cost them when they're trying to figure out, like, I don't know, you're doing
labor's real.
Like you're doing a pro forma or something. You need to be able to project what that labor cost is going to be. And I mean, from going from 2 people to 4 people, even that's going to be a big jump.
Well, also to convert your license, you have to provide your budget plan and your finances for them to also then prove that you have the finances, because you cannot get it for that. And part of that's going to be the labor. Yeah. And you better have a
big part of it.
Realistic labor model. And then also if you're trying to get investors, you need a labor model to show them the budgeting so they know how to invest. Yep.
They want to know what all those costs are going to be.
But you can Google all that stuff.
All right. So between 2 and 4. Okay. Now, a little left, but one question was, are there romance-related things with THC?
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all motherfuckers is nasty.
Nah, it's absolutely. So you mostly see like the essential oils, the lotions, warming lotions, essential oils, things that are liquid, because it's easy to put concentrate into a liquid. And it'd be low dosages, so that while you're rubbing your boo, you get a little bit of high in there, get something nice. The other ones are, you'll see like intimate shaped gummies. That's no different than any other gummy.
Right.
But those are the normal things you see. You're going to see different types of topicals that you can rub on your body, and then edibles. Obviously. So then you start getting into chocolate covered this, chocolate that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just another form of an edible, but it's supposed to be a romantic shaped edible. Right. But just be careful with that getting high and then having the sexy time. You want a mild high. You want a vibey high. You can't get like zooted.
Nope.
And then trying to talk about you doing something. It's just like alcohol. You want a nice little buzz, feel a nice little vibe. Everybody could get it together. But if you go hard, it's gonna fall hard. You're just gonna be tore up.
It's over.
Yeah, it's gonna be mad sloppy, nasty.
It's so nasty. By the way, I like your outfit today.
Thank you. My wife bought it.
Oh.
I think this was like a Christmas or birthday.
All right.
But yeah.
Tiff got some style.
Actually, she bought the shoes for Christmas. This was a birthday present.
We are super comfy today.
Oh, I'm lounging.
I love this vibe.
I'm already on vacation. You don't even know it.
I wish I was going with you. I'm going on vacation. Well, mine's not really a vacation. It's kind of like a work vacation trip. I'm going to a conference. Oh. And I'm not going to a warm, tropical, beautiful island.
I'm taking one of my first cold vacations. What was that, Memorial Day weekend?
What do you mean cold vacations?
I always, like, my general rule is we already live in the Northeast, so all my vacations got to go south.
Duh.
Right? But we're going on a cruise to Canada, kind of ones that go up to Halifax and all that. It's my first time in my life taking a cruise. Well, taking a cruise to Canada, but like purposely going on a cold vacation.
When are you going though?
Late May.
It ain't gonna be that bad.
It's not gonna be freezing. No, but still, it's like.
I took one of those cruises before in Canada. I thought you were about to say like that you was gonna take a cruise to Alaska, because that's different.
Well, I've been to Alaska when I was a kid, military.
Really?
Yeah, my uncle was stationed in Alaska. I think Juneau. And
Is it really cold up there for real?
yeah, it was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there mad snow too?
Yeah, it's just, but the dope part is seeing like the wild animals. Like that's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, went to Alaska. I forget how old I was. Pictures. I was a young cat. I remember it though.
That's the only thing that I really do love about the military. Like being a military brat, I guess, right?
Kid of the military. Yeah.
You went a lot of places because of your parents, and then I was a person who was in the military, so I went a lot of places.
Deployed.
Yeah. What was it like? What do you? I don't know. I feel like that's like one of the greatest things that I had. That travel helps you see so many cultures and stuff.
Yeah, I think it molds you more when you're a kid. I think probably military brats get more out of it than when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Just because you've been around a lot of cultures, been around different languages, understand how to interact in different groups of people.
Yeah.
You all seen, and just also you've seen more of the world. You know, like the reality of places like you know, there are worse places to live than in the U.S. You know,
people don't understand.
We got plenty of things to fix, but like I didn't, you know, when you didn't see the hood in another country, it's a little bit different sometimes. And them cultures sometimes don't have that cultural divide of white and black slavery and things of that nature. It's just if you was poor, you poor because we all this country, right? So yeah, it's definitely different. It's definitely a different vibe, and when you grow up with it, it kind of molds you to be more open. Yeah, you know, understanding stuff like that.
Did you like living in Germany?
From my remembering of it as a kid, yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
but you know, it was cool. I had no issues with it.
You want to know something that I always loved about Germany when I went, and I don't know everybody's experience. I was in some big cities every time I went, but it wasn't like they didn't like you if they were like racist, if they didn't like you because you're brown. They didn't like you if you didn't speak German.
Yeah, if you didn't speak the language, and that's depending on where you're at. You know, some like Munich. Yeah, that's going to be more open to Americans speaking English because, you know, it's a tourist place. That's I'm here for a reason.
They would say they didn't care what you look like. They just wanted you to speak German. And I think they're so used to now like a mixed culture because the military has been there for so long. Like the guys like, what's that guy? Boris, whatever.
Borat?
No, Boris.
Oh, Boris Cujo?
Yeah. Isn't he like half German or something? He speaks German.
Yeah, he speaks like 6 languages.
Yeah. So, you know, like there's so much mixture happening now because the United States has been in Germany for so long. But I just thought it was so interesting. Like they just really wanted you to speak German. But
yeah, was it be like sprechen Sie Dutch?
I had a great time when I was there. But you're right. There's a lot of problems that are in other countries, and when you see like a slums or it's
just like, yo, this is what it is.
It's way different.
Yeah, it's mad different.
It's crazy.
And it ain't no like all that. You know, you can't blame it on race most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times it's just like the people are poor.
Yeah, in the Middle East, it was really, for me, what I saw was like it was a classism type of divide.
Definitely economic based.
Yeah, and there's really no middle class. Like they say that now in the United States. I don't, you know, whatever. Maybe yes, no, but over there, strictly like there's poor
and rich. Yeah,
that's it.
And tourists.
Yeah,
that's the middle class. It's poor, tourists, and rich.
Yeah, you're right.
The tourists, if you got enough tourism, they're making up your middle class.
That's true. We can't fix the world.
Not yet. But we will.
We will. So, but what I do want to know is, how do you know how to pick your flower?
Oh, picking flower? Yeah, so first thing you want to do is you want to, well, most time when you go into the dispensary, they're going to have the flower name, maybe a picture of it, and then it's definitely going to have the testing information, so the THCA, right? And then if you infer more and look at it, then they might have terpene information. But you can always ask to see the product before you actually purchase. You can say, well, I need the 1/8 of this, and they'll hand you the bag. You can look at it, and what you want to look at is, what did it test at? So understanding what kind of high you're trying to get from it. If you're trying to be zooted, you want the high THC stuff. If you know you a mellow, you gonna check that, right, for something a little bit lower. Sativa or indica, that's just you knowing your flower and knowing what kind of high you're going for at the time. But then other more detailed stuff on that sticker, on, you know, and I'm talking about the state issued tracking metric or biotrack sticker. is harvest date. So you want to know how old is the flower. If your flower is over 90 days, you don't want that old ass flower.
Facts.
Right? Because that'll tell you if the terpenes are going to be like there or if they're going to have already worn down. And then you want to see, I say potency and the harvest date, because that's what you're really going to get from it. Now, some of these dispensaries are fly. They got all the touch screens and stuff. And you start looking at terpene profiles and trying to figure out, you know, that, or like if it's a hybrid, what it came from. So if you like sour diesel, you might like this.
Yeah.
So you get into all that. But the main thing is harvest date. You want fresh weed. You want the dispensary you're going to that you're trusting with your smoking time to give you fresh weed.
Yep.
And that's where I think a lot of these boutique kind of weed spots are going to be dope, because they might be able to flip through that product quicker because they're not holding mass amounts. Yeah. And they don't have their own flower that they're trying to push before other people. They just have what they have. So, you know, you definitely want fresh weed, and you want to control your high. You don't want to like, oh, I'm smoking a little hit before I go into work, and it's some shit that's like 32%, and now it's going to be a wild ride. Yeah. You know, so you got to protect your high. You got to, you know, understand. That's a Corey service announcement. Protect your high.
Very necessary.
Yeah.
You know what, though? What you keep saying, and what we haven't addressed really, is this terpene talk. Like, no one really understands why that's so important.
Yeah.
We keep talking about like how they die off, or with like the boiling point, but why is it really so important to make sure that you understand the terpene profile?
Well, because that's the taste and smell. So, like, do you like sweet smelling weed? Do you like dank stuff? Do you like cheesy smelling weed, especially when you get into concentrates? Do you like more earthy smelling weed? So, right, you got like Red Velvet Runch, which has a really grass, mildewy kind of wood smell to it.
What you think that is? Like probably like pinene
or something like that, right? But then you have, you know, Blue Dream, which is really, really sweet smelling, and Sour Diesel, which is a lot more dank smelling, right? So you get
limonene in it.
Yeah, so you get into all that, and then some of them, when you start talking about concentrates, some of them smell cheesy, right? It's kind of a weird smell. It's hard to explain.
It is kind of a weird smell.
But yeah, it's like this cheesy kind of funk. It's not like dank, but it's like a funk it has to it, like how old cheese would, right?
Yeah.
And some people love that. I can't stand it, but you know, that's for some folks. But so that's the smell you're gonna get. Also, some of the taste you're gonna get, and since you taste mostly through what you smell, that whole experience is that it's the terps you're pulling, and not, you know, you want fresh flower, so it has a higher chance of having fresh terps that haven't kind of died out and dissipated.
Yeah.
Or, you know, flower that hasn't gotten hard and stale, because just like anything else, when it gets stale, there's no flavor. Everything dies out of it.
Yep. And for you to really have that full circle, that entourage effect, all three of those things matter.
Yeah.
Right? the cannabinoid, the terpenes, the flavonoid, you know, that's really what's going to give you that euphoric and maximum feeling that you're looking for.
Yeah, like, listen, you can do anything to get high, but it's a difference of like the full high, the experience, the smoking it. If you got a tradition with yours, rolling a blunt or setting up a dab rig, it's the taste, the smell, and then hopefully in a comfy environment like this to lounge out with it and just enjoy your high and not feel like anxiety attacked. Yeah, get a full anxiety attack by the high you're having.
How excited are you about consumption lounges?
Well, consumption lounges are going to be dope. It's like, listen, everyone has a TV in their house. Anyone can go to a bar, to a store and buy beer, but it's different to go watch the game at a bar, right? Be around the excitement and all that, even though you're paying for something. But yeah, so I think the consumption is the same thing. It's like, it's one thing to like, smoke something, get high. It's another thing to be in like a session, like to be in a vibe where everybody's smoking, everybody's getting the same vibe. Yeah. You know, that just, it goes back to having like, you know, like ciphers and just having a full sesh of just, we all high, we all enjoying each other. It's calm, it's peaceful, and it's comfortable. You know, that makes it safe. It makes it feel better.
How did you feel at Work and Roll?
Work and Roll was dope. They had like an actual like kind of WeWork looking area to go like do work, but then they actually had a whole room that was just a smoking room for a session, to like have a session. Right. And just going in that room, looking around, I was like, oh, everybody vibed out up here. This is dope. Now I had to speak, so I couldn't get too with them, but But you know what I mean? They was vibing in there.
Yeah.
And it was just lit. Like you walked in, it just hit you like, oh shit, they getting it. But then the other area was dope. It had a lot of different stuff. They had a bar set up. Not that they serve alcohol, but like a bar set up.
Yeah.
So we were at an event there, and it was nice. I enjoyed it.
I just look forward to like that environment of everybody lounging and chilling and just being like, you know, when you think about bars, people are like kind of loud and rowdy.
Yeah, you get a little bit more rowdy.
Yeah, and I don't know why people are so concerned about consumption lounges, because it's really going to be the opposite type of crowd.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think the consumption lounges are going to be nice. It's like cigar bars. I've been to a cigar bar a couple times, and it's the same thing. Everybody's having a good time, vibing. Nobody's there like being a knucklehead, acting a fool.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for safe smoking environments.
Yeah.
You know, that don't just have you like standing out in the street smoking in public, but like a place you can go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, because it's still federally illegal, you know, technically you can be in jeopardy if you live in public housing or something, if you're smoking inside the building. You definitely
get kicked out of your lease.
Yeah.
It could be a bad time, you know, if your dwelling hasn't like embraced that and embraced the culture, or you know, you get neighbors knocking on the walls and all that kind of stuff. And I understand that when you have kids, you walk down the hallway and it just smell like weed. I've had that in a hotel, like going somewhere with my kids and you're in the hotel, you go down the hallway, you just smell weed up and down the hallway, and you're like, yo, I got kids, though. So I can get that, you know, I understand that.
Yeah.
But so that's why safe smoking areas are important.
Yeah. Ours is gonna be so incredible.
Oh, we in there. It's gonna be a whole vibe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I might have to get an apartment next door, so go take a nap.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Well, Jay, what do we got?
36 minutes.
Okay, good. Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
All right.
I like that hat.
Thank you. Oh, let's talk about the fit, since you call me a gym teacher, but it's okay. I'm a fresh gym teacher. I got my Movado on. I'm dripping. Listen, shout out.
The hat. No, I'm reading the hat. The hat is called Sold Out.
So this is a local Jersey City brand.
Word?
That made this hat. Yeah.
That's dope.
So you know,
it's called Sold Out.
I think that's the name of the shop. Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. Shout out to them.
I'm gonna send it to you.
That's
and
dope.
You know, we got our, I don't know, Jalen, I still probably don't got it. It's probably still blurry, but you know,
big
we got
Toss merch right there.
Toss merch.
The other side.
Fresh Prestos from the wife, thank you. And yeah, we got the Playboy over here with his drip.
Nah.
You look clean today.
I'm big hooch. I ain't got my thighs out today. Be careful, but I'm big hooch.
I want to see all the vacation photos.
Our first podcast that we did with my homies at 420 and J, I was hooched out. I had all the thigh out and my pastel pink shorts. I think I had on. Yeah, it's about to be lit.
Can you believe how long ago that was? It wasn't even that long ago, but it is that long ago.
Yeah, it's actually damn near a year. A little bit shy of a year.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
This has been quite a ride.
Yeah, a lot longer just to get here than most think.
I know. But I think it's going to pay off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big money.
Well, listen, till next time, like, comment, subscribe.
Press the buttons.
All the things.
Ding the bell.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Later.